Hi, my name is Andrew. A few years ago, I was planning a trip to visit a friend in LA, and so she made a reservation at the renowned restaurant Mr. Chow's. A week or so later, she called and said that Mr. Chow's had called and said they couldn't accommodate a party so large. So after a week, I called her back and I said, "This is Mr. Chow. Your party too big. You go eat somewhere else." So she laughed, and from then on, every time she called me, she'd ask for Mr. Chow. So this goes on for about a year. And a year later, I get this call from her area code, and so I answered, "Mr. Chow's, order please." And a woman comes on and hesitantly says, how did I get Mr. Chow's? I was looking for Andrew." "Hold on," says Mr. Chow. "Andrew, phone for you. Deliver to table 40. So I come back on the phone and say, "Hi, this is Andrew. Can I help you?" She says, "Are you across the street at Mr. Chow's? This is Kinko's assistant calling." I'd read the book written by the founder of Kinko's, and I had some questions that I emailed to his office. Apparently, his office was literally across the street from Mr. Chow's restaurant. So I told her the Mr. Chow story, and she laughed and said, "You should do voiceovers." Well, last year, a doctor of one of my customers called and said she was very depressed. She had a head injury at work and had gone through 5 days of operations. Her head was swollen to almost twice the size, and when she went to visit a friend in the hospital, one of the nurses commented loud enough for her to hear, "Why would anyone invite that monster to see her? She's going to scare the children." This is a true story. The doctor asked if I had any suggestions, so I told him I would have Mr. Chow's brother, Dr. Chow, call. So I called her, and the docs put me on speakerphone, and I said, "This is Dr. Chow, brother of Mr. Chow. I hear you look like monster. Are you Godzilla? Please stay away from my brother's restaurant and don't breathe on it. And whatever you do, do not fart." She burst out laughing, and so did the docs, and so I became Dr. Chow. So let me tell you about Dr. Chow. Dr. Chow is very esteemed. Went to YMCA night medical school, then did residency at the Mayo Clinic. No, I did not work there. They had offices for rent, so I rented one, put in a cot, slept there, and called it my residence. Dr. Chow is a very smart businessman. I charge only $10 for an appointment, then $10 a minute. I used to work at pharmacy, and customers would always tell bored pharmacists a big long story about their bursitis and how they broke their leg in the 8th grade. I decided to charge $10 a minute, so I get paid to listen to all that. Then I ask about their family. I look at their family pictures and ask how often their uncle goes to see doctor. Average appointment time, 26 minutes. Dr. Chow make $270. Dr. Chow has hired many nurses and says most nurses are saints, but few are a bit bitchy. Ever know a bitchy nurse? Dr. Chow's sister, Nurse Chow, teaches a class that's a prereq for nursing school. It's called How to Be a Bitchy Nurse. She's no good at nursing, so I told her she should be a bitchy waitress at Mr. Chow's restaurant. She says, "No, bitchy waitress get no tips." I thought for a minute, and I thought, maybe she should put tip jar at nurse's station so we get rid of bitchy nurses. Bitchy nurse get no tip. Dr. Chow's patient lost a leg driving over IED in the Middle East. Dr. Chow says, "Next time, drive faster so it hits the guy behind you. Take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning." Dr. Chow referred a one-legged patient to physical therapist training to take a course called Driving in Foreign Lands. Point of course is how to avoid running over potholes, mines, IEDs, and camels. Most important not to run over camel toes. Patient asks, "Aspirin? That's all?" Dr. Chow admits he can only prescribe aspirin because he's only a doctor of chiropractic. The patient asks, "Are you sure?" "I almost was a doctor, but I got sent on permanent leave because of a certain adjustment I made to a nurse at the chiropractic school." "So you aren't even a doctor of chiropractic?" "Most doctors think doctor of chiropractic not a real doctor, so who would check? Just call me Dr. Chow." "Thank you. Come see Dr. Chow. Only $10 for appointment."